Hello guys, it's still me, ERD Stitches. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing well. Alright, today we are going to conclude this sling crossbody bag. We have done part 1, which is the cutting tutorial. We have done the part 2, which is the beginning of the sewing. Today we want to conclude it. So if you have not watched part 1 and part 2, do me a favor to watch it, so that you will understand how we arrive at what we are doing in part 3. So, have you subscribed to ERD Stitches YouTube channel? If your answer is no, please subscribe. What are you waiting for? Subscribe now to help me. And also, you will benefit a lot from this my channel, because I always post beautiful contents. So without taking your time, let's get started to the sewing of our crossbody. Okay, I'm done cutting out all my gusset and lining. This is the down gusset and this is the up gusset. I've also cut the back. I use this, I place this on my leather. You open it up very well this way and use it to trace the back. I have also cut lining for the back. So now I'm going to pipe this back with the lining under it as it is. I'll start my piping from the middle here and I will pipe it round. That's what I'm going to do to this. I'm done piping the back. This is what I have after piping the back and the front. So I'm going to keep them one side. I'm working on this gusset now. So now that I'm done sewing my lining on my upper gusset, I'm going to put it right side facing my zip cloth. I'll put it this way. I will sew it down. After sewing, I flip it over and top stitch. I'll take the second one, put it this way on the second side of the zip cloth. I will sew it down. After sewing it, I'll flip it over and also top stitch on it. I've sewn the upper gusset to the zip. This is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to fix my zip edge. I'll fix two round. I'll fix one from here and also one from this side. Okay, now that I've fixed my zip head, I'm going to sew the two gussets together, the up and the down. So what I'm going to do now, first I'll bring the down gusset, down lining this way. I will place my upper gusset on it this way. I will bring the back one and place on it this way, right side facing each other. So I will stitch it down. I will arrange it, make sure that everything is equal. I will sew it down. After sewing it, I'll come to this side, bring this together equal, put it this way and also sew it down. After sewing it, I will flip it over and top stitch everything round. And this is my gusset. I'm done joining it together. You can see it. I'm done joining it together and top stitching on it. I've also gone ahead to notch my midpoint. If you don't know how to notch midpoint, just bring the 2 points that you joined it together, bring it together this way and notch your midpoint both up and down. Here also up and down. So this leather is about 3 inches by 8. So I'm going to cut it into 3 inches by 8. But before I do that, I want to shape it. I'm using it for the belt holder up. So I'm going to shape it by 1/4 inch here. I will come to this side also. I'm going to take 1/4 inch. I'm going to shape it to 2 inches. Here also, I'm going to shape it to 2 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'll just put my, I hope you are seeing what I just did. You see the way I slanted it to that 2 inches point. From that 1/4 inch, I'll just rule a line. See what I did? So I'm going to do the same on this side. I'll just put it and slant it to the 2 inches point. Put your ruler this way, then you draw a line to connect the points. So I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to use it to shape this side now. So this is it now. So I'm going to get my belt. So this is about 38 inches length, and the width of this belt is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put it, centralize it here, put it right side facing each other, put my leather right side facing each other on the belt. You have to centralize your belt. You stitch it this way first. After stitching it that way, you stitch this way and this way. That's what I'm going to do to this. So this is another belt. This belt is about 4.5 inches in length and is 1.5 inches belt, and this is 1.5 inches D-ring. So I'm going to put it in my D-ring this way. You see the way I put it this way on my D-ring. So I'm going to get, this is the back leather. I'm working on the back now, the back leather. So I'm going to sew it here. I'll go up by maybe ½ inch, then I'll put it here and sew. From this point I'll go up by ½ inch, I'll put it here and sew. When you're sewing, you slant it this way. See the way I slanted it? You slant it this way and sew it down. Okay, I'm done sewing my belt and my D-ring, so I'm keeping this aside now. Okay, I'm done sewing this. So the next thing we are going to do is that we're going to trim this up here and notch it round, so that by the time we've turned it to the right side, we will be able to top stitch on it and it will relax very well. So I'm trimming here and also here. So I'm going to notch it. Please, when you are notching, be careful not to cut on your thread. So now I'm going to turn it to the right side. If you cannot turn it, you just top stitch on it. You don't need to go through this process. If you have another way to do yours better. But this is how I want mine to be. And also it depends on the type of leather you are using. This leather I'm using now is a strong one. So I'll go to my machine now, arrange it very well and top stitch it round. I'll top stitch it round. So I'm done top stitching it. This is what I have now. This is what I have. So I'm going to bring still my back leather. I've notched it. What I did is I folded it into two this way. Make sure that the two places are equal. So I've notched it. I've also notched this. I notched this before sewing my piping cord. Now put it notch point to notch point on the back leather. Notch point to notch point. I will sew it down. Okay guys, you can see I'm done sewing my handle. This is what I have now. This is the handle. I'm done sewing it. Okay, now I'm going to sew the gusset to the body. I'm going to sew to the front body first. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to keep this handle aside, then I will sew my gusset to my front body. Now I'm going to turn it to the wrong side. I'm going to bring my front leather. When you look at this, my upper gusset, this place is wider than this place. This place that is wide is going to be on the back leather. So this small one is what I'm sewing on my front leather. So I'll put it right side facing each other. Make sure that their notch points are together. If you have not notched it, you notch it this way, bring it together and notch. You see it, it's equal. Bring it together and notch your midpoint. So I'm going to put it midpoint to midpoint this way. Up here, I'll clip it down. At the down here also, I'm going to bring midpoint to midpoint, and also, so after bringing it midpoint to midpoint, I'm taking it to my sewing machine now. As I sew, I arrange. I'll sew it round. After sewing it round, I will tape it at once. Okay, so I'm done sewing it. I've also taped it round. So now we're going to connect the back and fix it here and sew it at once. So I'll bring the front the leather, which I've sewn the gusset on it already. I will now put the back leather inside it this way. Make sure that your two midpoints are together. So I'll take it to my machine and arrange it and sew it round. After sewing it round, I will tape it at once. Okay guys, I'm done sewing it and also taping it round. So now is the time for me to turn it to the right side. So open it this way. What I have now, you can see it. So now we are going to sew the handle, the belt. So now you will fix, I'm going to fix my adjuster. Don't allow your adjuster to be twisted. Make sure that the handle is okay. Then I'm going to pass it here. See, from this side, I'm passing it this way. I'll still pass it under my adjuster. Let it enter inside here and put it inside and bring it out. When you put it inside, you also bring it out again through the buckle. So now when you bring it out, you arrange it. I'm going to burn. I'm going to use my lighter on this. So I'm going to arrange it here and stitch it down. I'll stitch it down here. So I'm done sewing the handle now. This is my handle. I'm done sewing it. So if you have watched to this extent and you have not subscribed to my channel, this is it. What are you waiting for? This chest bag is very very beautiful, and I like the size. I will also do a smaller size of it as a tutorial. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to share my videos. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. God bless you all.